Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. There are a few things that I never thought that I would see in my lifetime, and one of them is the Auburn Tigers beating UNC in the NCAA basketball tournament, and especially not beating them as bad as they did. So I thoroughly enjoyed watching the game last night. Unfortunately, Auburn's best player went down, it looked like, with a knee injury. So I don't know if that's going to prevent them from doing what they could have done in the tournament or not. But they are in the Elite Eight now, and that is huge for an Auburn fan because we're not used to Auburn having a good basketball team. Football, yes, not basketball. Okay, well, I wanted to start here with Digital Rookie, at Digital Rookie. Give him a follow. And I also noticed in here that his tagline is the XRP, the greatest digital asset ever created, which I happen to agree with. He sent me this. I had missed this. I think it was from a day or two ago. But this is an article about JP Morgan, how they're investing in blockchain. JP Morgan recruiting for more blockchain positions than any other firm. Let me go down on this. JP Morgan is hiring for more blockchain jobs than any other firm, Forbes writes. And then they go on to say, according to Indeed.com research cited by Forbes, the bank was in the top 10 companies posting job offers related to, quote, blockchain, cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin. Others recruiting for blockchain positions included tech firms such as IBM, Cisco, and consulting firms, Deloitte, Accenture, EY, KPMG. Well, what I want you to get out of this is, remember, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan, for the last year until he announced his JP Morgan coin, for a year leading up to that, Bitcoin was a fraud. I don't pay any attention to that stuff and all that. And so this morning, just after I read this, and he's more into blockchain than anyone, and it's not just blockchain, as he said over and over and over. Oh yeah, blockchain's important, but not Bitcoin, not cryptocurrency. And meanwhile, he goes and creates his own cryptocurrency. Well, and he's recruiting for words such as Bitcoin and that kind of thing. So anyway, I happened to see a tweet this morning that just totally rang true, right in line with this, from Robert Kiyosaki, who is the guy that wrote the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Don't listen to the rich. Watch the rich. Don't do what they say. Do what they do. And this guy's a really smart guy. But this right here sums it up perfectly, what we've witnessed over the last year with these wealthy people who are all getting in the game and trying to pretend like they're not. And that probably includes Warren Buffett too. This is a piece of news that I went over yesterday, but Netflix was not mentioned in what I mentioned, so I wanted to go back to it. XRP Big Time sent me this, at X Big Time. Give him a follow. But it's this piece of news. It was the announcement that this company, Bitrafil, they were going to make it where you could rent using cryptocurrency through Airbnb. I had laughed about how they were going to allow Dogecoin, but not XRP. And I was laughing about that. Well, I didn't realize it, but it also says in here that Netflix lovers everywhere have another reason to rejoice, as they can now get their Netflix subscription renewed by using these. I'm assuming through this same service. So the Netflix part of that I did not see. So now you know. I have a Netflix subscription, so maybe I'll pay with some crypto. XRP Crypto sent me this. U.S. SEC delays decision on BTC ETF. Imagine that. Applications from VanEck and Bitwise. Following today's decision, the SEC must come to a decision on whether to approve the rule change by May 16th, 2019. It sounds like everything is getting delayed to May, July on purpose. Probably right. But as I'm going to show you in this video, I don't think it really matters at this point. You know, I've heard a lot of people say that until we have regulatory certainty, this market's not going to go off. Well, guess what? We didn't have regulatory certainty in the last bull run, and we didn't have it in any of the bull runs before that. What we have now, the only difference is now regulatory certainty seems to be this mainstream conversation. But don't ever forget, these bull markets do not happen as a result of anything happening. They have the bull markets. Every bull market I've participated in this crypto, since I've gotten into cryptocurrency in 2013, every bull market has happened as a result of the anticipation of events, not the events themselves. And I will keep telling you that. And I believe right now, I believe that we came out of this bear market somewhere between a month and 3 months ago. And I'm going to show you. I mentioned this the other day, but I saw some confirmation of what I kind of felt. Now, that doesn't mean that XRP has gone up. XRP has probably underperformed many of the digital assets in this last 3 months, but I'll address that too. So, moving along. Sergeant Obi-Wan, Canadian municipalities set to accept Bitcoin for property tax payments. I went and looked at this article, and it's very interesting, and there's a reason. It speaks for itself. A municipality in Canada is set to accept Bitcoin for property tax payments starting next month as a part of a 1-year trial. This is the town of Innisfil, Ontario. But here's the interesting part. It says starting April, approximately 36,000 residents of the town will see Bitcoin as a payment option on the municipality's website. Other cryptocurrencies like BCH, ETH, and LTC and XRP could also be added in the future, according to the statement. That is what's interesting. Okay, next. This is from Zerp Slurp, at Zerp Slurp, who created a website. The website's called zerpslurp.com. 82.81% of all XRP-related criticism found on Twitter in the last rolling 24 hours was carried out by the 10 most prolific critics of XRP. And I thought this was interesting, so I wanted to show you. This is his website. His website's very interesting, and again, it's zerpslurp.com, zerpslurp.com. He shows you all kinds of what's trending on Twitter having to do with XRP, and it's really well done. Biggest critics in the last 24 hours of XRP, and it's got all of these people listed. And then it shows most mentioned in the last 24 hours, positive, and it shows you whether it's neutral, negative, or positive. There's the digital asset investor on the board. Good deal. But you'll see a lot of names like CKJ that you'll recognize. Alex Cobb, Hayden Tiff, a lot of people that you'll recognize in here. I believe that is Rachel Lee, maybe. But very interesting website. Go check it out. Next, BitHum. And folks, we keep on telling you this. BitHum, which is a very big exchange, I believe, in Asia, has been hacked. This article says they lost XRP worth around $5 million, but they also lost EOS worth around $13 million. In fact, the news first came out that it was only EOS. Then, soon after the news broke, community members pointed that the exchange also lost a significant amount in XRP. XRP Scan and the XRP Ledger Explorer on Twitter stated that there are pages and pages of 90,000 XRP going out of this exchange wallet. And so apparently a lot of XRP was stolen as well. You know what we're going to say, and here's the tweet from BitHum. Now, every time I show you one of these, this is the exchange itself. And every time I show you one of these, I want to remind you of two things. The first thing is, think about what you would feel like if today, and I don't care if it's Binance or whoever, no exchange should hold your digital assets. You've got to get them off the exchanges and put it on a Ledger Nano S preferably. I've got that link in the description of all my videos. But imagine what it would feel like If you wake up this morning and you see this tweet and you have your digital assets on BitHum, I have felt this feeling before because I know exactly what this feels like. This happened back in 2013 with a company called Cryptsy.com. This ended up not being a hack. It ended up being a criminal who skipped town and went to China. But I had friends and family members who lost a lot of XRP. We deeply apologize to our members for delaying the cryptocurrency deposit and withdrawal service. We would like to inform you of the circumstances of the grounds and confirm that your assets are safe. They're safe, but you can't withdraw them. That's how it starts. That's how you're told at first. And then in many of these cases, I'm not saying it'll happen here, in many of these cases where this ends up is after a while they say, well, this is all tied up with lawyers and the court system now, and so we've got our hands tied. We can't do anything. And all of a sudden, you're left in a situation where you have no digital assets until some court works out a thing in which most of the lawyers get all the money anyway. Most of the money anyhow. Okay, next. This is what I was going to tell you about the markets in general. Economists, Bitcoin and crypto bear market is over. Now I want to show you what this guy, Alex Kruger, he said. This is what he says. The crypto bear market, now let me see if it says when he tweeted this. I'm assuming this is March 29th. The crypto bear market has been over for 3 months now. BTC breaking above 4,200 mark will mark the end of the bear trend that started in January 2018. Going to miss this big fellow. And then he replies, this is not a call, not a matter of aging well or not. A break above 4,200 technically ends the bear trend that started in January 2018. Facts don't care about opinions. If strong selling resumes later on, that would represent a different trend. Okay, now what I've shown you recently, which falls right in line with what he's saying. Look, when you look, all right, this is 7-day. You can go to Coin Paprika and hit the return rates. Now, what you'll see here, look at the 30-day and the 1 quarter. Look at that green. Now, if anything shows me a bear trend being broken, all of that green, and these are bull market type numbers, 58%, 90%. 176%, 62% up. You don't see these kind of numbers on Wall Street, I guarantee you that, not in a 3-month period. So this is what's happening right before people's eyes. Now, a lot of you in the XRP community may not have noticed this or may not feel it. The reason you don't feel it is because XRP has been underperforming a lot of these digital assets. But that's okay. I'm here to tell you that's okay. And the reason it's okay, and Mr. B kind of hit on this in a tweet this morning. You ever get the feeling that you were being held down trading? This is the Trading View performance chart, and it shows over the last 3 months, 6 months, XRP's underperforming all these. I also find it interesting in the 6 month that Bitcoin is underperforming a lot of these. But folks, but I want to tell you, I've been watching this since 2013. Even last year, a lot of people don't remember this. I swear to you, this is the way I remember it. And I could be wrong, but I am almost positive that, but if it didn't happen last year, it happened in previous years. I can't tell you how many of these bull runs where I've watched XRP just sit there and none of it made sense that some of these other random coins are performing as well as they are, while XRP is just sitting there. And I want you to think about this. There's not one digital asset, and I'm talking not even close, not even in the ballpark of all of the great progress and news and great things that are happening. Nothing about what you see here. Nothing about what you see with what Mr. B shows you. Nothing about this makes sense. And I'm here to tell you that's a good thing, because when it doesn't make sense, you just sit tight and hold, because when the XRP, when what does make sense actually happens, I believe it will dwarf. I've seen it in the past do it. When it finally goes off, it dwarfs what all of these others do. It dwarfs them because it should dwarf them. It's the greatest digital asset ever created. It has the greatest progress. It has the greatest team. It's got the greatest pieces of news that have just come out over and over and over. It's had more exchanges adding XRP, almost 3 to 5 a week, it seems like. We've gotten those from Leonidas over and over and over. And it just keeps on happening. And at some point, the numbers will relate to the good things that have been happening. And boy, have there been good things happening. I'm going to finish by showing you a really good quote that I saw today. Fiat currency summed up. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. And I think that's from Mark Twain. I think that the general population has been fooled by the concept of fiat currency for years and years and years and decades and decades. I think that the population has been fooled into believing that it's normal for the price of a movie ticket when the digital asset investor is a kid to be a couple of bucks, and for it now to cost you $50 to go to the movie and cost $20 for that same movie ticket. I think that's a lie. I think it's always been a lie. And like he says here, it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Now, I'm here to tell you that at some point the people are going to understand, and they are going to understand that they have been fooled. And when they do, in conjunction with that, they're going to realize that digital assets are the answer to the jerks, the crooks, the whatever you want to call them that have fooled us. And when they do, we are all going to be winners. And the paradigm shift will officially happen. And at that point, you better hope you're holding, and you better hope that you've got it off these exchanges. Because if you think hacks happen when we're in a bear market, watch what the hackers try to do when we're in a bull market and all this stuff is worth something. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Thank you for listening.